This episode of the Multiracial Verse podcast is brought to you by Eviton Couture, a brand born from a powerful vision and a deep connection to heritage. Founded by Shinnecock brothers Jason Tech King and Wayon Moon Smith, Eviton represents resilience and pride. From handmade tie-dye to wellness-focused athletic wear, each piece is crafted with intention and positivity, smudged with sage for good vibes, and delivered to you with love. Join the Eviton family on their journey of empowerment and inspiration. Hit up Moon on Instagram at Eviton_KS. That is native spelled backwards _KS to view product and place an order. Eviton Couture. Feel the spirit of resilience in every stitch.
My name is Cherell Lemons, and I have definitely been through a journey with the pronunciation and the spelling of my name. I have gone from being very insecure about it to being very proud of it. So my journey started basically throughout grade school, elementary, middle school. I never corrected anybody who mispronounced my name unless they asked me how to pronounce it. Mostly for adults, I didn't want to correct any adults. And so I just kind of let it be and let it slide. I even asked my mom, "Are you sure this is how I pronounce my name?" It sounds silly, but it was so mispronounced that I was even questioning, is this what it is? So, in an attempt to help others correctly pronounce my name, I unofficially changed the spelling of my name. So, on all of my schoolwork, I added an E at the end of my name. So, my name is legally spelled Cherell. And on all of my schoolwork, I added an E at the end, and I told people that it's pronounced like Michelle. Cherell, Michelle. Same thing. I even eventually went to legally change my name, to change the spelling of my name, just to understand the process and everything. And this was in a high school. Yeah, this was in high school. And at the time, it cost too much. So I was just kind of like, no thanks. I came back, I talked to my parents about it, and I just remember just something my dad said just stuck with me. And he said, "I want you to keep the spelling of your name because we spelled it that way for a reason, and you should be proud of it." And now it's like it's almost like a running joke, almost, so that I have with my dad. So on every card that I sign my name at the bottom, I will spell it normal, Cherell. But then I will add the E at the end, and then I will cross it. I'll cross out the E. And so it's kind of like a running joke, and it just kind of reminds me that I need to stand in who I am. And, this was done intentionally. It essentially helped me realize that I should embrace it, and it is a constant reference back to when I started reclaiming my name and referencing back to when he said that, my name is significant for a reason. It actually came from a few different places. So firstly, I was named after Cher, the singer, the icon, really, which is the first 4 letters of my name. So that's kind of how Cher's incorporated. And everybody knows Sonny and Cher. Come on. She was so fabulous with all of her outfits on all of her shows. I mean, she was great. And second, I was actually also named after a group named the Cherells, but they spell it completely different. And it starts with an S. And then lastly, I was named after a singer named Cherell. She has two R's and an E at the end, which is the closest way to spell my name. So, and also the actual spelling of my name is significant because my siblings and I all have the same initials. So that's why my name was not spelled with an S and it was spelled with a C. And then we all three of us have double letters in our names. So really thinking about how much effort my parents put into my unique name, I began to fully own it. So when I went off to college, I dropped the E and I started correcting people because I thought, why am I trying to accommodate someone else over something so personal to me? Ever since I started to reclaim my name, I have not stopped. I correct it in any instance to the point of where it's like a reflex for me. Sometimes I don't even realize it that I'm doing it. I just wait for somebody to say my name and then I'm already prepared to correct him. I surprise myself. And I also am consistently complimented on my name. Strangers always say something about my name. They'll say, your name is so pretty, it's unique, or, they'll start singing one of the songs from the Cherells or, or the singer Cherell. She has that popular one where she lists all the days. And, it's just like a fun little icebreaker thing. So I've really progressed in, the way that I see my name and all of that. I also think it's pretty unique, so I usually agree with them as well. So, all in all, I love my name, and that will never change. Thank you so much for listening to my story.
What do you do when someone calls you by the wrong name? Do you correct them right away? Do you let it go in hopes that they will use your correct name next time? Or do you try to offer them a way to remember your correct name? I grew up on the East Coast in a very non-Spanish speaking area. My father spent most of his youth in Mexico and Brazil, and my parents spent several years traveling in Latin America. And because of my parents' travels and where we lived, my first language was Spanish. I still have a sister who lives in Mexico and another one that's in Spain, and my spouse is originally from Mexico. So I've tried a new approach on how to explain my name. I don't do this to everyone, but I've considered it. And this is a variation of the Dr. Seuss style. I hope this finds you well and bright. A little confusion I wish to set right. It's not Rachel, Roxanne, or Rebecca, you see. My name is Raquel. Simply Raquel. That's me. Living in Maryland, unique it may seem, I was the only Raquel in every scene. In class, in school, the lone Raquel, correcting people, a challenge to tell. Some might think Rachel is close enough, but it's not the same. It's a bit rough. With a smile, I correct them when they miss, so they'll know it's Raquel, not a name to dismiss. And years ago, someone called me Rachel each day. I didn't correct them, and it got in the way. Embarrassed in hallways, I vowed to be clear. Now I speak up, my name to revere. Emails come with greetings so bright. Hi, Rachel, they say, though my name is in sight. A friendly correction, a smiley face too, to remind them it's Raquel, through and through. So thank you for listening, for understanding too. Getting names is important, it's true. So let's strive together in every way to call each other by the right name each day. Thank you. My name is Raquel.
Thank you for joining us for the Multiracial Verse podcast. My name is Antonio Fernandez. You can find this podcast on Apple Podcast and Spotify. Huge shout out to my friend Johannes Skoda for mixing and creating the intro music, and DJ Kazam for the track.